Welcome, curious folks. Did you know that there's a place on our planet that stands out as a true mystery? That's right, we're talking about Antarctica, a continent unlike any other. It's a place where the laws of nations don't apply, where there is no government, and where there are no indigenous tribes that have called it home for thousands of years. So today, come along and join us to discover the wonders of Antarctica for yourself and learn why this continent continues to captivate the imagination of people all over the world. Antarctica is the coldest, windiest, and driest continent on Earth. Despite its extreme conditions, it remains relatively untouched by humans. However, many countries have staked claims on different parts of Antarctica, including France, Norway, Australia, Britain, Chile, Argentina, and New Zealand. So, is Antarctica truly divided among these countries? Let's find out. Antarctica is a fascinating and challenging continent that has intrigued humanity for centuries. It is surrounded by frozen seas and is considerably colder than the Arctic regions of the north. Despite its harsh conditions, missions to study the unique wonders of Antarctica have been undertaken. The story of Antarctica's secrets is just one piece of the greater puzzle that challenges mankind in all corners of the universe. The origins of the name Antarctic can be traced back to the Greek philosopher Aristotle, who recognized that the Earth was spherical around 350 BC. The Greeks named the Arctic region Arctos, after the bear constellation in the sky. They also knew that the North and South would have similar features, so they named the unknown southern region Antarctos, meaning antithetical to the bear. From this, the name Antarctic was derived. Even before anyone set foot on its icy terrain, it appeared on world maps as the unknown southern land. French explorers drew it in 1530, but it remained a distant and enigmatic place. In 1773, James Cook observed icebergs with rock deposits south of the Antarctic Circle and predicted no one could ever reach Antarctica. However, 50 years later, a Norwegian ship called the Antarctic made the first confirmed landing in 1895, with crew members claiming to be the first to step on the continent. Many expeditions followed during the first 20 years of the 1900s, known as the heroic years, where scientists made new discoveries and learned about Antarctica's plants. Let us tell you one more fact, that mosses were discovered growing in Antarctica. But that's not all. During the colonial period, many countries tried to claim sovereignty over the continent. 7 countries, including Argentina, Australia, Chile, France, New Zealand, Norway, and the United Kingdom laid claim to parts of Antarctica between 1908 and 1942. Other countries like the USA, the Soviet Union, Japan, Sweden, Belgium, and Germany were also conducting expeditions to Antarctica, but they didn't claim any territory. In 1939, even Nazi Germany got in on the action, dropping metal swastikas to claim control over certain areas. Interestingly, the USA wasn't very active during this time, and in 1924, their official position was that discovering new land in Antarctica didn't automatically mean it belonged to a country. The land would only belong to a country if its citizens permanently settled there, which never happened. After World War II, countries established research centers in Antarctica to assert their territorial claims on the land. Australia was the first to establish stations on the Heard and Macquarie Islands in 1947-48, and others followed. Since much of the continent is covered in ice, it was difficult to determine if there was any land underneath. The territorial claims of some countries overlap, causing complications. Some stations were also used for intelligence activities, which added to the political complexity. Did you know that Antarctica was once the subject of territorial claims by multiple countries? Chile even included the British and Argentinian claims in theirs. But things got heated during the Cold War, with the Soviet Union threatening not to recognize any claims made without their permission or involvement. People were worried that the US and the USSR would extend their geopolitical struggles to Antarctica, but thankfully, President Eisenhower stepped in and called for a treaty. In 1959, representatives from various countries met in Washington to discuss the future of Antarctica, and on December 1st, they signed the Antarctic Treaty. This historic agreement had 3 main points. First, that Antarctica would be used for peaceful purposes only. Second, that anyone could conduct scientific research there. And third, the findings would be shared freely with everyone. Did you know that Antarctica has a political map, just like any other continent? 12 governments, including Australia, signed a treaty to suspend their territorial claims on Antarctica, but legally they still can. However, most countries don't recognize these claims, and even the US rejects them. The 7 countries that claim territories don't recognize each other's claims, causing further complications. Today, the countries that claim land in Antarctica merely have a symbolic claim. This treaty temporarily suspended the claims, but it also meant that on the expiration of the treaty, these territorial claims would become important. This is why these 7 countries have held on to their claims over Antarctica. This has been great news for scientists who get to conduct research in Antarctica without worrying about geopolitical tensions. Every year, about 4,500 scientists from different countries go to Antarctica to work together under the International Council of Scientific Unions. It's amazing to see scientists collaborating despite being from different countries. India was initially against this treaty, fearing that these countries might use it to capture Antarctica and to make profits out of it. India even appealed to the United Nations to take control of the entire continent. But unfortunately, the UN didn't agree. It'll be interesting to see whether this treaty is renewed in 2048 or not. In 1981, India conducted its first secret expedition to Antarctica without being a member of the Antarctic Treaty. However, in 1983, India signed the treaty and now has 2 research stations on the continent. Antarctica also has a precious ecosystem protected by the Madrid Protocol, which bans drilling and mining activities. Antarctica holds an estimated 19 billion barrels of oil, but the Madrid Protocol currently prevents mining. Climate change may make it easier to assess resources in the future. We must monitor the Madrid Protocol, which protects Antarctica until 2048, and avoid exploiting the area for profit. Antarctica is becoming a hotspot for fishing, tourism, and exploration, but some people are exploiting it. Countries are pushing for a treaty to prevent overfishing and exploitation. But since Antarctica doesn't have a legal system, it's up to all of us to work together to keep this pristine wilderness safe. We should control the exploitation and promote tourism in a safe way. What are your thoughts on the current situations of Antarctica? Should we hunt more about this mysterious place, or just stick to scientific research? Let us know in the comments below. Subscribe to our YouTube channel for more interesting videos so you never miss any interesting story or topic.